I plan my lessons on a weekend? All right, so I need certain tools. So the first thing as a teacher, when you're planning a lesson, you have to have your curriculum, the NSC, right? And this is the revised standard. Now I teach 3 classes, so this is a grade 1, right? So I have to use this to plan the grade 1 lesson first, right? So I have to go inside and I have to find the scope and sequence, right? I have to find the topic. Here's the scope and sequence. So I teach math, so I have to find the scope and sequence. So I find my topic. Then after I find my topic, right, for January, the 3rd week in January, then I write down my topic in this book, right? I select my objectives, right, my benchmark, right? And then after that, I move on to grade 2. So this is the grade 2 curriculum, and I do the same thing for the grade 2. Find the topic, the objective, the benchmark, right, and jot it down. Then I move over to grade 3, right? So I'll do the same thing for grade 3. I select the objective, the topic, and then I plan my lessons around that. Also I use the students' textbook to plan the activities. So I give them activities from this. These activities will also be in the lesson plans, right? So this is the grade 3 maths book, and grade 2, and this is one of the grade 1 maths book that I use, right? I also use a flash drive to record to save my lesson plan whenever I finish typing it. And of course I have to have a laptop. This is what I use to type up my lesson. All right, so this is how my weekends are spent most of the time doing lesson plan. So the lesson plan must have a topic, a benchmark, attainment target, and it must be engaging. It must have the 5 E's in it. The 5 E's are engage, because we have to engage our students when we are teaching them. We have to stimulate them before we get into the meat of the matter. Then we explore the topic. We give them activities, and the activities must be student center, right, for them to grasp the concept. Then we have the explaining part, when the students will explain what they understand, and the teacher there will do our teaching moment there, explain where necessary. And then we have the elaborate part, where you immerse them into the activity, right? And then we have the evaluate, where we assess them to see whether or not they have grasped the concept. Within the lesson plan, we as teachers, we have to make sure that we incorporate other skills, such as the 4 C's in it, right? Make sure that you give them activities so that they can think critically, right? Make sure that they are exploring or bringing out their creative skills, thinking, communicating, collaborating. So these things now, for communication and collaboration, we use a lot of group work, right? We use a lot of group work so that children can learn as best as they can. As the motto say, the ministry motto say, every child can learn and every child must learn. So these are the components that make up the lesson plan. helps to aid the child in learning. It's not an easy task, but each week we have to put on our A games, make sure that our lessons are aligned with the NSCs, and we put our spin on it. You have to be creative enough. You have to know your students. You have to know your students, the level of your students, in order to plan for them, right? And there are a lot of activities that I use on the internet. There are a lot of mathematics website that I use to incorporate in my lessons. I use also worksheet. I just don't use the maths textbook alone, right? I use worksheets, I use games, I use manipulatives, right? So I give them objects to play with. I give them real life situation. And when I'm planning my lessons, I just don't let my lessons be just bland, right? So I allow the children they sing, they dance, I take them outside, I allow them to make real life connection, right? So if you're teaching them about money, right, you have to make the connection with them. Like, what do they do when they go to the shop, what they go to the shop to buy, the things that are sold in a shop, right? The price of the things, just about anything that you are teaching them. You have to make sure that they make connection to real life situation. Anything that you're doing, you're teaching place value, right? You teach them about numbers, you teach them about the value of a number, and so on. Anyway, I'm not going deep into it, right? Because my channel is not really about teaching and learning and those sort of things. It's sort of for entertainment, for fun. But I have to drop this in as a teacher. This is my lifestyle, right? So as I said, so I use the curriculum. I use different things to bring out different outcomes, learning outcomes in my daily routine, my daily job. And I love my job. I love my job very much, and it brings out the best of me. I like when I teach, my children learn. I like to see where they grasp the concept, the look on their face. But anyway, just to let you know what I do on a weekend and how many materials that I have to immerse myself in to come up with a good lesson plan. And by the way, for grade 1, I have to have 5 activities for the week, 5 lesson plans, right? And for grade 2, 5, and for grade 3, 5. Also, I have to teach civics, and that is another lesson plan. So do the calculation. Also, I have to do HFLE, Health and Family Life Education. And on Thursdays, we take them out for some physical education. So a teacher's job is never done. While you are enjoying yourself, I am here doing my lesson planning, right? Guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. So this is how I plan my lesson plan. God bless you. Peace out.